It was really fucking hard. I don't know if you've heard, but it's 1.5 kilometers to the Russians. 1.5. Yes. Katsupsin. Derogatory term for Russians over there in the other direction. We can conclude that they don't like it. Fire. Aim and cover. And the shrapnel covers 360 degrees. Mortar rounder. Apache platoon commander, just so you understand, we are about 3 kilometers from Pisky. Approximately. Well, 3.5. We've just arrived. What are your first feelings? Ksiusha Savoskina, journalist of Hromadske. What are my feelings? I don't know. So far, everything is more or less fine. They say we were the ones who shot, so I am more or less calm. I can tell you what is happening now. The guys told us that they will be changing the camouflage for their weapons from green more summer autumnal to white. It's not frozen, is it? No, it's fine. We just dug it up today. We did everything according to Feng Shui. It's fine. For some reason, I thought we could hear the whistle only if it was coming from the other side and flying over, for example. No, not necessarily. When we shoot, you will also hear a whistle. It's an exiting shot. Not an incoming, an exiting one. And here, first it hits, and then it whistles. I would like one of you to tell me why it is in this position now. You said it was stationary. Yes. Why is this important? Why does not it move? Buzz mortar battery commander takes the least amount of time to aim. And when we go somewhere with a mobile one, it takes a lot of time to get there and orientate ourselves. Did you get it? In other words, in this case, we win in time. Is it fun? Well, yes. It happens. It's fine. He's with the camera now. Come here. Thank you. No problem. Became popular? No, I don't think so. It's just that journalists probably don't come that often. Besides, girls, here he is a fearless warrior. Almost all the cameras have already captured you. Today, I showed the guys how you have already been filmed. Come in. Good shot. Take cover. Everyone take cover. That is already quite serious. Of course, they are not looking for us, but we could be hit. Come on, take cover. It's better not to stand here, because you never know what might happen. It is at least a little safer there. Come on down, come on down. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name's Ksiusha. Nice to meet you. I'm a journalist from Hromadske, and we came to see you. Can you tell by the sound what exactly is firing? Metro's 8 years in service. Judging by the sound, this is cannon artillery. They rarely respond to mortar rounds with mortar rounds. The mortar rounds hardly ever hit us, very rarely. They mostly respond with cannon artillery. These are either artillery tanks or some kind of self-propelled artillery SPA systems or howitzers. You can't tell in SPA from a howitzer. They have the same caliber. The only difference is that one is mobile and the other is stationary. I don't know if you've heard, but it's 1.5 kilometers to the Russians. 1.5. Yes. They don't work on schedule. Why do you think it has been quiet for 4 days now? They are accumulating forces and running away. Can't wake up. We need to win on March 8. Accumulating forces. Running away, packing their suitcases. What forces? They lick their wounds. Or licking their wounds. But still, they don't work the way we do. They stay for a day or two. They stay here for a couple of days, and then the survivors go to Donetsk or wherever they go. Then they send others here. You work by the day, and I work by the hour. So do we. Don't you feel tired of the war now? Kitty Gunner, no, we've already had a little rest. A little rest. Yes, someone in the hospital. Someone. He was also wounded. Really? Yes, we were shelled by Smirk Heavy self-propelled multi-rocket launcher from near Mykolaiv. He was wounded in the cheek and slightly in the arm there. I saw this. There was a swamp there, but there was internet D-20. Soviet trailed howitzer gun, no, it's MST, a Soviet and Russian divisional self-propelled howitzers. In this case, it's the MST, eh? Of course, we don't live in the 19th century to have a chitter-chatter on the radio. Artillery is the god of war. Infantry is the queen of the fields. When the god of war hooked up with the queen of the fields, the mortar was born. Is it gone now? Do we have to go? Are there any more upstairs? Not anymore. Do we need to bring some? Where will you go now? Let them calm down a bit then. They stole firewood from the neighbors. They stole firewood from the neighbors. There's sausage. There's salo, so we will live. We receive it from our homes. From our homes, volunteers, relatives. For now, we have enough food. A whole box of cake, really. And here, look, we have eggs, pasta, candies, chocolate. We have everything. Some of it is sent in parcels, some is given away. In short, we have no complaints. In that area, right? They are somewhere in that village, further away. Kathy, derogatory term for Russians. Cat works on 8mm mortar there, in that direction. To the left. Mortar rounder. Being at 19 years old, barrel has a breech loader. There are two modes. Loaded mortar round falls and immediately goes out. Or when it has fallen, we pull the cord, and only then it comes out. The components of the mortar round, of course, the round itself. the fuse, which is activated 15 meters after the launch. A 120mm mortar round can explode by touch or by fuse. That is, by touch it explodes immediately, while by fuse it is smoldering for half second. It's with delay. Yeah, delay, thanks. And only then it explodes. Fire. Danish gunner, the 120mm mortar round flies for 40 to 50 seconds, and then the drone operators look at it and give corrections on how much distance to approach the target from the sides. They recalculate it on the tablet, using a special table, readjust the targeting according to the new parameters, and fire again. I understand. Can that side respond when it can be? Maybe after the first or second shot, or they may give 10 minutes of rest after shooting, depending on their mood. Did it ever happen that they respond almost immediately? Like you did not have time to hide? Yes, we had a cannon further away in the field, so we were shooting. Threw a couple of mortar rounds, and Grad package came right away. Correct? Yeah. Red. Fire. The mortar round is activated 15 to 20 meters after it leaves. It's not immediate. So when? Yes, all the fuses are not in combat mode now. After the shot, the mortar round flies 15 to 20 meters. Only then it activates and gets ready to explode. Sorry, I'll bring it.
Mina!
Mortar round. Sorry, come on. Fire. It's called a main projectile charge. And these are rings. Each one is responsible for a certain range. The more rings there are, the greater the range according to the firing table. And then there are long-range charges where a fabric of this width covers the mortar round completely. The maximum range of such a mortar round is 7 kilometers. A 120mm mortar round can fly 7 kilometers. Well, there's 6,900 meters of effective range. See, just one. And it explodes. Well, ignites. Because it's in a tightly closed cardboard, it explodes, puts pressure on the powder. That all burns out instantly and creates a compression pressure with its gases. The compression rings prevent the gases from escaping past the mortar round, and they are very tightly set in the barrel. And as a result, the mortar round starts to be pushed out. The initial speed of the mortar round is 340 meters per second. See, bring back another one. One more. Yeah, let's go. The same. Fire. Okay, wrap it up. Hide. This is 82mm mortar round. This one, 82mm, compared to 120mm. Well, and what can it do? It's anti-personnel. Tonight rise enemy infantry. Over. Yes, to the basement. It's against an anti-infantry, lightly armored vehicles or trucks. It's very good to hit the trenches. It's very accurate. If you stand in an opening and it explodes opposite, then shrapnel can reach. And if it's a mortar round, it will reach you anyway. The mortar round falls from above and covers 360 degrees with shrapnel. And the shell falls at an angle, and all the fragments fall mostly forward and a little to the side. And very rarely 1 or 2 fragments fly back, depending on what kind of landscape there is and how it hit. And that's it. And also what makes mortar rounds so terrible is that when an infantry group is walking, an 82mm mortar round falls into the group or near the group and covers the entire square. And if the shells missed, the group will be practically intact. They have to go back, because it does not throw back. Thus mortar rounds are so terrible. And so it simply nitamirizes the enemy infantry. It stops the infantry coming, advancing, and so on. Mortar rounder. Reporting reach. Didn't hear it. Okay, never mind. I can't foreign hear you. I said I reported. Okay, did you? Yes, I did. So you asked me, how are your ears? 8 years. 8 years on mortar. No hearing anymore. Sailor, aim now, Russian dugout. I was bleeding here. I can't hear a bit. And contusions. More than one. No, more than one. Have you said or not it? The numbers. $35 to 14. Wait. 763. 63. Yeah. Got it. I have aimed fire. Mortar rounder. Report. Wow, beware of shrapnel, bro. Alligator, commander of the 120mm mortar, they don't like it. We can draw such conclusions. That's the first thing. Well, sometimes there is a response. Sometimes there is no response at all. For example, when there are infantry attacks, they can be accompanied by fighting only there, at the very first line. They don't care about us. So we scatter them manpower, but they have slightly different tasks. They need to take it. How much? 2 pieces. In the same place. Yes. Finally, we did zero in on the enemy. You've done zero in, and now you're going to beat them. Well, I suppose so. Mortar rounder. Come on. Mortar rounder. Thanks to our sponsors. Whose weapon, you say? It is common for standing on duty with.